How's old Pikeville?
It's Pikeville, dude. It's Pikeville. It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different place.
Everybody back on Everybody back on campus yet?
Not quite everybody, but everybody's getting back. Yeah, for the most part, they're getting there.
Good.
Me and Hunter had to go. We had to go to Lexington last night. Pick up this kid coming from California, named Teddy, and Teddy Parham, kid from California. He was coming in, landed at like 8:30 last night. So we picked up him. We rented a minivan from Enterprise. So I drove a minivan. Me and Hunter from Pikeville to Lexington and right back last night. They get back to like 11.
How far is that?
Pikeville. Listen, so it's 2 hours and like 30 minutes. Pikeville is 2 hours from everything. If you're in the city, you're 5 minutes from everything. Anything outside of that, you're 2 hours from.
So that's not too bad. 2 hours from Knoxville.
Knoxville's it's probably a little over 2. It's probably about like Lexington, to be honest, because I think Bristol and like Johnson City, I think it's like an hour 40 ish.
I knew you were going to go to the what is it? Is it Bristol? Is that Daytona? That's not Daytona's down in Daytona Beach.
No, Bristol's Bristol.
Yeah, you got to go to Bristol, dude.
Bristol Super Speedway.
Dude, that would be phenomenal. That would be a time. That's something I always wanted to do when I was living in Cleveland.
Go to Bristol or just a racetrack?
Go to the race.
Go to the race. Yeah.
Like the big one.
You've never been to a race car, to a NASCAR? Even? No, I haven't either. Remember when we flew out of Daytona after Stetson? Right in that airport is right next to Daytona. Remember the Daytona 500?
I do not think I remember.
When we had that game that we had a flight like right after we won the game at Stetson. We literally dashed to the locker room, changed, got on the bus. That was
to Daytona. That wasn't to Nashville.
No. I'm saying we flew out of Daytona.
Yes,
which is right next to the Daytona 500.
It was a Saturday night. I remember we were just like trying to we were like, hey, we got to get back. It was a Saturday afternoon game.
Yeah.
And I remember AJ was like, hey, our flight's in like an hour. And we just like sped to the airport.
Yes, we did.
Because everybody was like, no, we're trying to get back to Nashville. We do not want to stay here tonight.
Well, we had something to do that night. We had an event that night. That was good. Yeah, man. But
hey, let's go ahead and get started a little bit. Welcome to the Mind of a Coach podcast episode.
What is it? 74 or 5? I think this is 5.
70 a lot.
I think it's 7. Hang on, I'm literally on the Apple Podcast right now, about to check. I think it's 70. Oh no, I'm lying. This is 73.
73.
73.
Do you know what great basketball player wore the number 73?
I'm not sure. Was there one?
No, I have no idea.
I don't think there was one.
And whenever we don't know, you know what it's time for? It's time for old Google. So let's check it real quick. Let's see if there was any basketball players that wore the number 73.
There's got to be one. There has to be one.
Oh, dude. Are you looking it up or I got one?
Hit me. I don't have anything.
All right. This guy played for the Bulls. Okay. There's only one player that I'm looking at that wore the number 73. He played for the Bulls, and he had colorful hair.
Oh, Rodman?
On the Lakers.
On the Lakers, he had 73?
Wow, I would have never guessed.
I think Ron Artest was 70-something at one time. Maybe not.
No, Ron Artest, I thought he was like 90-something.
Yeah, he was like 93.
Like 98 or something?
He was like 93 or 98 or something like that.
37. What else was he? 91.
91. That was it.
Yeah, he was number 91. Anyway, so welcome into the Mind of the Coach podcast, episode 73, the Ron Artest Lakers episode.
No, the Rodman Lakers. You said no, the Rodman Lakers.
You said totally Dennis Rodman. 73. Ron Artest was 91. Sorry. Anyway, Asa, you been doing all right?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Hanging out, like we just talked about a little bit. I'm doing good. I'm up here. Cool situation to be in. It's fun, man. It's fun. Hunter, the other GA here. So Hunter, it's crazy, man. Hunter played at Hargrave the year after I did, and then he went to King College. Then he went to Southwest and played for Coach Nick Jerry at
at
Southwest. So he had a year under Coach Nick. And then he's been living in Owensboro for a little while, but yeah, and then he ended up at Jackson State, so he played at HBCU.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's a white dude. So I've been at HBC. Yo, he's cool, man. We've had a lot of fun hanging out, getting to know each other. But it's been fun, man. It's been cool.
Yeah, that's probably pretty unique. Like two white guys being at an HBCU.
Yeah, for as long, yeah.
Yeah, and for a good period of time, and like having success. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And having both of us been in Hargrave, and then having each being under Coach Nick, and whatever way we were, man. A lot. It's a small world, dude. This whole thing is a small world. It's a small world. And then the kid we picked up last night, Teddy from the airport, he knows a dude from Nashville that I used to get in the gym with a lot. It's one of his best buddies when the kid that I know when he moved up to California. Garrett, Tylen Garrett.
Yeah, I don't know him.
He actually came up to Liscum a lot and was shooting.
Really?
He was up there a lot at night.
Awesome. Well, anyway, Asa. Well, first, before we get into anything else, is
hey, we got a special guest. Hey, we got a special guest coming in about 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay. Who is? Are all the guys back on campus?
Yeah. Well, they're getting here. I think the new guys, which we actually have like 15 new guys. We got a lot of new guys. And then so they all getting here, last night and today, and then I'm not going to tell you who's on, Nate. That's the surprise. No, I'm not telling you who's on. I'm not telling you. Huh?
Keep talking. I didn't ask you.
Yeah, and then the rest of the guys will get here Saturday. So actually, as soon as we're done doing this tonight, where they're playing pickup for the first time, I'm gonna head on over to the gym and go watch them play pickup.
Oh, gotcha. That'll be a blast. I like the gear. The gear looks really nice.
Yeah, no, this is actually the old logo. This is actually the old logo. They got a
looks like the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it does kind of look like the Grizzlies, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Well, anyway, so go ahead once again. So you've been up there for how long now?
Since the first. Came up here Monday morning the 1st.
August 1st. Okay, so it's almost been 3 weeks now. I guess we're rounded up on 3 weeks. So tell me a little bit about the first 3 weeks.
Dude, so the first day we got here, the flood stuff has happened. So day one, the next day, we go out to this coach named Matt Taylor's house. He used to be a coach here. I think he was at Nicholls State for a little while. We actually recruited Hunter. Anyway, we went out and we helped his area got really messed up by the flood. And so we all 5 of us went out there. And so we basically helped this dude gut his house. Him and, there was a couple other houses around. His mom's house was near. Anyway, so that was literally day one, dude. We went out there and saw some of the flood stuff. It was actually kind of sad, but it was fun. It was not fun, but it was cool to go out there and be able to help out. And so thoughts and prayers to all the people that were affected by that. So that's what we did day one, dude. It's kind of crazy. Been back. The office has been getting a facelift. So we've been moving chairs, moving couches, cleaning out lockers, cleaning out coach's office. We put together a desk. We've been doing stuff like that, working on JV schedules. I called Mark Schultz today because he's got his JV team down at center.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah, I called him, tried to get a game with him. He's not sure yet, but we're gonna try to set something up. So I've been doing some stuff like that. We're working, getting everybody's schedule in the system. That we're using this app called Teamworks. So making sure we got everybody's schedule in there. But yeah, man, just a lot of housekeeping stuff that you got to do. Set up the locker room before the players get here.
That's awesome. Good stuff. So it sounds like it's been rolling. I've tried to call you a couple times, and how's the service down there?
I literally, if you have to FaceTime audio me or just FaceTime me, because I have no actual signal at my place other than Wi-Fi. It's far off the map. It's far off the map.
So Pikeville, great place to be, great place to go, but don't expect a bunch of cell service. You're going to get to meet. Hey, bring it back to before the phones. Hey, people survived.
They did. They got by.
Not only did they get by, they thrived. Great countries were built. Great people were built. So, hey, listen, you can do it without a phone. And Ace is just going to be our little test dummy for that.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with being a lab rat.
Yeah, you're our lab rat.
Dude, all right. Well, hang on. Your turn.
What's up?
I've seen some awesome facilities. I've seen some weight rooms. I've seen some gyms with Bronny in it. What's up? What's up with you? What's going on of your way?
Oh yeah. So honestly, August. I forget the last time we actually hopped on here, Ace. I guess it might have been with.
I think this is 4 weeks since we've done it.
Coach Lepore might have been the last. I'm not Coach Lepore. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Lepore. Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Laporte. Coach Laporte would probably have been the last person that I guess we had on. And yeah, I mean, so we're done with we're done. So today was the first day of school for our kids.
Okay.
So we haven't been able to do anything in September, which has been good. It's been good for our kids to get away, in my opinion. I don't want to, they're going to hear a lot from me. So probably getting some time away is pretty nice for them.
Yeah.
They don't even know. Oh my gosh. Why didn't you tell me who was about to hop on?
Because it was spur of the moment, man. I texted him an hour ago.
This should have been scheduled like weeks in advance. I can't believe we don't. Eli, how are we doing?
Can you hear me?
Hell, yes.
We can hear you.
With the echo and all, I know you're in your house.
Do I need to move?
No, it sounds
You don't
fine.
have to.
Did you not know I was coming?
No, Asa, I said, Asa, who's coming on? He said, it's a surprise guest.
It was a good surprise.
Great surprise.
Eli,
And when I saw Eli Pepper pop up, I said, no way.
He texted me and told me to be ready at 8:15, and it's 7:20, and he said, hurry up.
I mean, what if one of your players is late, Eli? What do you want me to do? What you want me to do? You said you'd be ready by then.
I'm ready. Let's roll.
You were just at practice, man?
Yeah, we had a good day. Give them off tomorrow. It's
Why did you
Friday. They
Why
had a
did you
good day.
Oh.
But how's Pikeville?
It's good, dude. I'm a Kentucky resident now, like you.
And you love it.
I hate it. I'm on it. You're on Central, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody lives in Eastern Kentucky, dude. I mean, nobody lives out here. But
There's a couple people out there, but
Yeah.
they got swimming pools and laundry machines in their front yard, though.
Yeah, yes, they do. I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple outhouses.
No, hey, I was just over there though. After all that flood and stuff, and it was really, really sad. It was.
Hey, I was just telling Nate the first day we got that. We moved up here Monday the 1st, and then the next day we went out to somebody's house. A guy that used to be a coach here, Matt Taylor.
Good.
We went out and basically gutted this dude's house. I mean, we took crowbars and we gutted everything.
It was very bad. I was talking to Tyra, like we went out there because that's where she's from.
Yeah,
And it was like, what are the odds to like natural disasters hit both of our little tiny hometowns, all in this, both in like what I guess that was 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Within a calendar year. I mean, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hey, we got to introduce Western Paducah Community College head coach,
Wiki Tiki Stars.
Wiki Tiki.
Stars head coach Eli Pepper. Eli played at Lipscomb University with both Asa and myself. He is the all-time leading rebounder at Lipscomb. Besides individual statistics, he also started for 4 years. All 4 years he played there, every single game, and except for when he hurt his ankle, and he had some choice words to say during that practice. But besides that, Eli also was a part of the NCAA tournament team, the only one that Lipscomb University has had in the Division I era, and the NIT Championship runner-up team. Eli, man, well, hey, guess what? Didn't know you were coming, but great to have you.
Thanks for having me. I didn't know I was coming either. Found out about it an hour ago, and I'm here.
Well, I tell you what, how is the Wiki Tiki life been treating you?
It's been a blessing. I've been very lucky. Through a friend of a friend, I got contacted about this job, and I knew I was wanting to dip my toe in the water into head coaching and see how good or how bad I could do.
Oh, you just skipped the assistants. You were like, let me dip my toe in the head coach.
No. I did assist. I coached at my old high school for 2 years.
Oh,
I was assistant coach, and I found out that I like telling people what to do more than being told what to do. Pretty quickly.
Hold up, you just found that out?
No.
I could have diagnosed you early, Eli.
I just needed somebody to tell me instead of me finding out on my own.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going. So anyway, Wiki Tiki. So you decide to be you take the head coaching job. You've been there, I guess. Is this your second or third?
This is my second season. We're just starting my second season. So we've been going 4 days a week, 3 days a week for about 4 weeks. Had a rough year last year, but I learned a ton. So I'm really excited for this year. It's my first year. I got to do a little recruiting. Last year, I just took the guys that were already there, and then we added a few pieces. But I got to get out on the road a little bit. And then my assistant coach, Justin Hill, he's a teacher at the school, but he busted his butt this offseason. So it's been kind of funny. I mean, at tryouts, we had 22 kids. And then on the first day of official practice, we had 6. And then the last 2 weeks, I've had 19. So it's a roller coaster, but I'm really, really enjoying it.
Dude, that is, man.
Good stuff. Well, hey, also, I mean, this is a basketball podcast, so tell us about your other job. How's the banking world treating you?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the rapid fire question. To see, I'm an award-winning listener.
Oh, I don't have the.
I don't miss many shows. I haven't been on my game lately, but one of them is, what would you be doing if you weren't a basketball coach? And mine's a banker.
No, well, this is great because whenever it comes, we get to ask you something else now. You have to give a different answer.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, it's good. They've been really, really good to me there. I feel like they're really bought in and invested in me, and I really appreciate it. And they give me a lot of responsibility that I don't deserve, but I also have a bunch of people I can look up to and ask questions when I need help. And they've taught me a lot.
What I mean, do you like having the balance? I mean, being obviously, I'm assuming you think being a coach is more fun than being a banker. Do you like having to balance that?
I don't know. The balance part's actually pretty easy. Like I always say, like if this Paducah job, so it's 50 miles from my hometown, so it's about a 40-minute drive every single day. That's the worst part about it. If my banking job was in Paducah or this school was in Princeton, I mean, I wouldn't have any complaints. But the balance part isn't hard. The bank makes it easy on me. If I need something, they let me go if I need to, as long as I don't abuse it and stuff like that. So it's not that hard. And I honestly would not say basketball coaching it is more fun than banking, because I get to work with like my community and I get to see people I know all day, every single day. It's not a giant corporate bank where you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
But I have fun there every day. Yesterday I got to golf. So, I mean, banking's a good lifestyle.
Man.
So what's it going to take? I mean, what would it take for you? I mean, I guess outside of the money, right? When are you going to stop? When are you going to just start coaching?
I don't know. I like having
or another question, in 5 years, are you gonna still be banking, or are you gonna just be coaching, or are you gonna just be banking?
I think it just is whatever opportunity presents itself. You know, it's like climbing the corporate ladder kind of. So I went from high school, but I'm not really college yet. I think it would take a college position to open up. It's just so hard to get into college coaching now. You know, like you got to do GAs, or you got to just know all the right people. And like, of course, we know our coaches and staffs, but they're at top tier programs at whatever level they're at, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's not like they can just pull in a former player out of nowhere, you know? So I would really enjoy it, but it's not about the money at all to me. Right. I promise it's not.
Yeah. Absolutely not. It can be.
I mean, if it was, I wouldn't be where I'm at. You know, I would not be living in Princeton and driving to Paducah. I would be trying to get a big time job somewhere if it was about money.
Yeah. True. So what was the biggest realization you had last year, being able to call the shots, do it on your own? What was kind of the biggest realization from a coaching standpoint?
I think it really hit me hard. We had some trouble at the beginning of the season with like disciplinary issues and stuff like that, but it wasn't, I mean, they weren't awful, but it really, really just hit me hard about how important your team's culture is. Like I always kept thinking about Coach Casey, like when he recruited, I thought he just put a perfect puzzle together. Guys that really enjoyed being around each other. No, we weren't all freak athletes or 6'11" and could jump out of the gym, but he just put together guys that liked each other a lot and enjoyed being around each other on and off the court. And so that's kind of was our main focus this year, finding what you would call a good kid and taking what we already have and saying, are these guys going to get along? Because we had, of course, every team has their cults or teams that they're groups that break up and always hang out with each other and badmouth others, of course. But as much as you minimize that, I think that was the number one thing I learned. Because whenever all our guys are enjoying their time with each other, that's when we were playing our best.
Yeah.
I also realized how much I do not know about basketball. If you want my team's playbook, go watch Lipscomb from 2015 to 2019. You'll get the same play calls. You'll get everything.
All right. So let's back up and let's start from the beginning, man. Princeton's finest, Caldwell County. Two sports stand out or three? Did you play baseball?
Three.
Too, right?
Football, baseball, basketball. Come on,
he hit the
center
my
fielder,
fault.
pitcher, like you should know these things.
He hit the trifecta. He's Caldwell County's most prized possession since God knows when, in God's country. Dude, coming up in high school, you know, you were good at a lot of them. I know you had Murray State on you for football. What was cool about playing both sports, but also getting able to pick which sport you wanted to pursue after high school?
Yeah, I think being in a small town has a lot of pros, and I'm always going to be a fan of small towns over people. And it's just the community aspect and people knowing each other, and everywhere you go, you can always have something to talk about and memories that were built and things like that. It really wasn't much of a choice of which sport I was going to play because I knew football wasn't going to go very far for me. And I don't know what it was, but it was just one day I woke up and I was like, Lipscomb's the place. That's it. And I want to play basketball. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was actually just talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, yeah, I've made some terrible decisions. Who hasn't? But I've never been more confident and more proud of myself than making the decision to go to Lipscomb and then staying there 4 years.
So you're telling me that you just woke up one day, like Matt Rose didn't play a factor in this at all? Like, so you just woke up and decided, like, hey, this is going to be the day.
So Casey will still tell me I'm lying about this, but I'll never forget it. I do not go to church as much as I should. And this was one day when I was in high school and my parents were making me go, and I get up to go and I just walk in their room and I'm like, I think I'm going to go to Lipscomb. And they're like, what? Like, you haven't even talked about this place. Like, what's going on? And I was like, that's just it. My dad was like, well, you need to call Coach Casey and let him know. So I called him. He didn't pick up. And then I'm walking up to the church steps, I think, and he called back. I was like, I just want to tell you I was wanting to play with you. And he said something about another guy coming, or another guy was going to commit today on a visit or something. I can't remember it perfectly. And then 2 years later, we're in the Dominican, and I'm telling this exact story to Matt Rose. And he was like, wait, dude, that was me. I'm telling you, and we're like, what in the world? And Casey still says I'm lying about that. So
that is funny.
I do think Casey was just pulling my leg, telling me, hey, somebody else is going to commit. You might want to commit now.
He probably was.
No, I don't know.
No, Matt was definitely trying to commit.
So I love that guy. Kentucky boy right there.
Hey, and you're right. Another Kentucky boy right there.
Speaking of Kentucky, did you see that one guy? I sent it to you guys today. Said that you guys were going to go 11-1. You saw who he picked as the one lost though, right? I just want, yeah.
I've never seen anyone predict the future, you know?
No, and I can guarantee you this. Anybody, big Tennessee fan, anybody that's going to say that Tennessee is going to be Kentucky but not Georgia, calling your bluff.
I'm a Tennessee. I root for them unless they're playing Kentucky. You know, one of our hometown.
When did this start? Hold on.
Yeah, you don't?
Everybody, because you used to give me the hardest time.
Because I knew that's the ludicrous thing I've ever heard a Kentucky fan say in my life.
What?
This is ludicrous. You don't root for Tennessee outside.
Listen, if they're playing somebody else, I don't care. But like let me finish. We have a kid from our hometown, Trey Riley, who plays DB there, and of course I'm gonna root for him.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
But I couldn't quit talking before you interrupted. This is my podcast right now, okay?
All right,
He's
Eli.
the head coach. He's the head coach.
All right, Eli. So you get to Lipscomb. What was the hardest transition? Obviously, we just hit on earlier about how you started for 4 years. But what was the hardest transition going in from college or from high school to college? And you're not allowed to say how much you weighed.
Oh my dude, I'm literally sitting here going.
Okay, you can.
No, I was nervous. I was so nervous coming in. I'll never forget because everybody would always say it's speed, it's speed, it's speed. Like that's what's going to get you. And I was always so worried about that. And it wasn't. I remember it was one of our first practices. I'll never forget it. And Talbot, he's on the left-hand wing, and he drives it to his left. And he probably thinks he like barely even touched me. But I thought his shoulder went through my sternum and touched my spine. And I'll never forget, he scores it, and I think Draven like calls a foul or something. And I turn around, and Brett Washon's like, yeah, this is big boy ball. I was like, oh. And I'll never forget it. And I did. I tried as hard as I could. I drank the creatine. I did everything I could. And it was like I could never put weight on. But I think the secret, because I found it out here in the last 2 years, if you'll just do 12-ounce curls You'll put on as much weight as you want. So I went to the doctor a few months ago, and the guy looked at me. He said, "How old are you?" I said, 25. He said, "You're still a growing boy." After I got off the weight scale, I was like, "Dang."
Oh man, that's not what you want to hear from your doctor.
No, but I'd rather him say that than say you look good. He was right.
Hey, you can go back knowing that he tells the truth. But anyway, so you said that just being nervous, the speed of the game. All right. Yep. So when did you feel like you adjusted to that?
I think between like going into my sophomore year is when I was finally like, things are starting to make sense. I'm kind of feeling more, not myself, but like I'm contributing what I'm supposed to contribute. You know, I feel like I'd rushed everything my freshman year, and I was taking bad shots that I shouldn't have ever been dreaming of taking, and turned it over left and right. And I always had a turnover problem. I'm not afraid to admit that. But I not that the game slowed down for me. I think like I just started to learn our system more and trust our guys more. Like, not that I didn't trust our guys, I just didn't know how the offense would work and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
When do you think it changed for you, or when did you?
Me?
Like, was speed a thing for either of you all?
Speed wasn't. Physicality absolutely was.
That was physicality number one.
I mean, speed was luckily something that, I can tell you when it changed. It changed going from my junior year to my fifth year. That's when it really changed. Because I didn't have speed anymore. So that's when it really changed. But going from high school to college, definitely the physicality. I just remember I got onto Asa. We were in McQuitty. And I'm looking at Asa like, dang, Asa's huge. Like, he's 6'2". Like, he's like 6 inches taller than me. And finally I look at Asa. I said, Asa, dude, I'm guarding you. Drive me. And put your shoulders up. Like, what are you doing? And then he started doing it, and I was like, okay, maybe I should have told this. But like, I just remember how hard it was, one, to pick people up in like high speed, like when they're coming down the floor really fast, and like having to contain them, but like without going backwards.
Yeah.
And then like just like having to do body stops was so freaking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember it was like I could do one body stop because I could beat somebody to a spot, and then after that it was like there was no way I could get another one because I was using all my effort to get that.
Yeah.
So,
well, hang on. Let me ask you this question.
Probably the end of my freshman year, though. Probably the end of my freshman year.
See, I never even got to that point because I couldn't get up to speed anyway. So I never had that problem. It was, dude, the speed, it was fast. For me, it was fast. I was laterally, I could not move hardly at all. So that, like, I never had that extra step that I needed. Like I could not get up to that speed that I needed. And I don't know.
Was it speed on offense for you guys or defense? Like, if you had to pick one, because mine was when I was on defense, like I was like, I cannot keep people out of the paint. I just can't keep up.
Mine was on the recover. I had no recover.
Like closeouts, like, is that what you're saying? Like long closeouts and stuff, or what?
Yeah, mainly stuff like that. Like I couldn't change direction real quick. So if I had to recover somewhere, I was toast. I was strong enough. I feel like I was strong enough to keep, if I really hated the hand checks that they started calling. Like, I used my body. I needed my body.
Yeah.
When they started doing that, I was done.
See, I'm a pro and a con with the hand checks. Defensively, super con, because I literally had to like give everything I had to just like bump somebody. Yeah. Offensively, I use the hand checks to my best advantage. I would just grab somebody's arm and throw it up and get fouls all the time. So pros and cons, because if somebody that was 6'4" and weighed 215 all of a sudden was able to put their arm on me on every single drive, I wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Yeah. So should you get 1 point of contact or no?
Yeah, your chest.
I just don't like how many ticky-tack fouls are called, so I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I think you should get 1 point of contact for sure.
Yeah.
But like
I don't know. I don't think you should be able to stick them with your hand. I don't mind if it's an elbow and if it's tight. Yeah. If it's an elbow and tight, that's fine. But if you're getting beat, so you have to like use like an offensive lineman move, no, I don't think that's.
I don't think you can deter where the offense is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't stop them from going right if they want to go right with just your hand and their chest or in their stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some strong guys, Eli.
No, I'm saying they should be a foul if you deter them.
Oh, yes. I agree. But if you're using your body and you got your elbow in tight to your body and you want to use it, I don't see any problem.
That you just said it right there, Eli. Yeah. If you should be able to use it so long as you're not deterring them from where you're going.
But like here, like the biggest difference for what I'm coaching at right now, like when I was in high school, dude, and I don't even know if I should say stuff like this on this podcast because it could come back to bite me in the butt. But Region 2, there's games where you can't breathe on somebody, and then there's games where you could whip somebody with a belt. Like it's just there's no consistency. Then I get in college, and I mean there's physical dudes, and I'm not even used to teaching one point of contact, and so that's like been a big difference this year. Is like getting our guys to be physical because all the Kentucky kids we get, they're just not used to it. They're used to not being able to touch anybody, or they're going to foul out in the first half.
Yeah, I do think it should be consistent on all platforms from middle school, obviously probably not middle school. Like you're not going to find the refs that have the training to do such, but on high school and college, that way that the game is easily translated. Yeah. I think that's something that Europe does a really good job at. I think that you can.
I was literally just about to ask, what does Europe teach? Like where are they going?
Well, they do. So, everything.
I don't know, but all those
same organization though, like it's the same organization. It's just branched into different divisions and ages. So it's very much
the club that they
start exactly.
Yeah.
So you think there should be like one governmental body over NBA and college? Same rules for everybody, same court dimensions, all that.
I don't know about NBA and college. I definitely do think that there should be different.
I don't think so. I don't think
high school and college. Really? High school and college, yes. I do think college and NBA. I think you're both adults at this time. So yes, I would agree with that. I think it should be similar rules. Yeah. But the problem is like the skill level in the NBA. You can't zone people like. You can't just be. It would bring back the traditional 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But just to be able, that's the one thing I do like about the NBA is how they you can't just sit in the paint and defensive 3 seconds. I love that rule.
I do too.
All right, yo, what was your best memory at Lipscomb?
Oh,
funnest memory. I know
it's hard not to say,
but I'd hate to be the grammar police.
Okay, let me rebuttal with this. Hang on. My favorite was playing in the NCAA tournament. Losing sucked. If you had to pick playing in the NCAA tournament, and y'all probably been asked this as many times as I have, or playing in Madison Square Garden in the NIT Championship, pick one.
I'd pick NCAA tournament because I didn't get to do that.
You did though.
I was on the bench. I would pick it. So
I was in
the championship. We were actually playing for something though.
Right.
All right. Here's my answer. I would tear my ACL again if it meant us going to an NCAA tournament.
That's bold.
I would tear my ACL again for us to go to. If you told me if I went back and you said, "Hey, so you can tear your ACL and not go to a tournament, but tear it and go," I'm tearing it and we're going.
And this is what I would say to you.
That's how bad I always wanted to get to an NCAA.
I agree, but I would have said the exact same thing until we actually made the NIT Championship, and then I would have picked the NIT Championship.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
I struggle with it so much. I really do. But MSG was just so freaking cool.
We were playing for a championship.
That is unbelievable.
It was.
I felt like we had a better chance to win that championship than we did to beat North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, and this is going to sound crazy and blasphemous of me, but I feel like our 5th year, with Gary playing the way he was, with the team that we had. Not that. I know we lost Aaron, Asa, George.
I was gone 2 years ago, buddy.
No. I'm saying from the year before, bud. No.
Oh.
Aaron, Asa, George. I'm saying I know we lost them, but at the same time, we had a really we won 29 games. I think we would have given North Carolina a run for their money in the first round if we had played them in 2019.
Yeah, I don't think that's a debate at all.
I keep having memories pop in my head. I got 2 good ones. Do y'all remember the practice? See, I think about this all the time. I was not the greatest teammate. I was so rude. But
you were rude. God, you were rude.
But just hang on. Casey told me I had missed 4 or 5 threes in a row in practice. And he said, "Don't shoot another 3 unless it's under 10 on the shot clock." And I catch one on the corner and I look up at y'all literally stopped playing because there was nobody around me. And I look up at the shot clock and there's 15 and I sat there for 5 seconds. That's one of my favorites ever. And then
What did Casey say? I don't remember this.
Oh, I don't remember exactly what he said, but pretty much it was don't shoot it unless there's 10 or less on the shot clock of 3.
I'll remember
and
that.
The other one would be when I told Coach Draven, what did I say? I asked if he was blind and had glasses on or something because he wouldn't call a foul in practice, and asked if he needed one of those walking sticks. And he showed up in practice the next day in blacked out shades. And it made me so I'll never forget that. They would always one up me, and it irked me so good.
That's good. Man.
But,
It's funny because at the time you would not have enjoyed that at all. Like you would have actually probably been pissed. And now like
I was. And then now I'm like loving it. Like I try to think of stuff
You would do
to get my guys with. They had all the cards. I didn't know it.
That's awesome. What about Ultimate Frisbee?
I was the GOAT. They're putting me in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you are in the Hall of Fame of that.
I only got to play 1 year of Ultimate Frisbee. Tragic.
I wonder if they still play.
No, too.
Did y'all think that Ultimate Frisbee did the job for conditioning, or was like?
Well, if you were everybody but you, yes, because we all ran, but you just stood there and threw it as far as you could.
And we got a touchdown like every time.
But it won.
It won. Yo, there's one thing we forgot to talk about. You put somebody on a poster.
Oh, great.
Put somebody on a poster. Tell me about it.
When it happened and I came down, I knew that my basketball career was peaked. It was over. It was downhill from there, and it has been ever since. But,
all right. We're at Texas, the first half, right? I think it was first half or second. Whatever.
It was like the second play of the game.
It was early in the game. We're playing Texas. Mo Bama's in the paint. Eli Pepper.
No, he's not. He was guarding Eli.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
He was in the paint?
He was on help.
No, so Osakowski was guarding me, and he was late on
Shot faked on the right slot. You shot faked. You drove right.
Yeah, I took one. I just remember looking to my left because he was like in help recovering or something from Rob. He was guarding Rob, I believe. Or George. I think it was George.
Probably George.
But I look and I'm like, oh my God, I better get up quick. And I did. And it's like, it was crazy how good I can remember this. It was just so wild, but it was so fast. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm up here. And I did it. And I came down and blacked out and looked like an idiot and got a technical.
No, you did not look like an idiot. I mean, I was out on the floor. I'm surprised. And I was in my, little polo and khakis, and I was out on the floor.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my last technicals. But do you remember what Casey said before that game? The next person that gets technical, you're benched the rest of the game.
Yep.
And that happens. Then where we go next? We go play Abilene Christian.
Yep.
First half, I get technical. I felt this big. And I don't even remember what the one at Abilene Christian was, but I felt so bad.
Wasn't that the one where Andrew Fleming busted his eye open? He was bleeding all over the court.
That sounds kind of familiar.
It was. Casey also said that. I don't know if you remember this, but we're playing at NJIT. It's your sophomore year, my junior year, and so Damon Lynn shoots a 3 and I block it. And back up a little bit. I've been letting the ref know this is wrong, but I've been letting the ref know for, the whole second half about how good of a job he had been doing. And I blocked Damon Lynn's shot. Now, mind you, when I say I block him, Damon Lynn, very good basketball player, but he was about 5'7". And I blocked his 3, and I promise you, I've never gotten more all ball. And that ref called a foul. And I go, oh my goodness. And I put my hands up and started walking towards the bench because it was my 5th foul. And we were up like 8 points or 9 points with like 40 seconds left. Teased me up. I walked to the bench. Casey in the locker room goes, the next person that gets a technical, they won't play for the rest of the half. So we fly down to Stetson. And and Garrison makes a layup. He's got that – he also breaks his hand this game, I believe. But he makes a layup, and I forget who number 33 was, the white kid, Doyle. So he gets up in Doyle's ear and starts talking to him, blah, 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 blah. Boom. First half. And I go.
You remember what Casey said to Garrison?
No, what did he say?
You don't remember what Casey called Garrison?
No.
Dude, we're all in the huddle. And I'm sitting back there, and I cannot remember who I'm with, but he calls Garrison a candy butt. And we all
Dude, did he say – no, he called Aaron that. Did he call –
I thought he called Garrison that. And
no,
He definitely called Aaron that at one point.
oh, man, I must have it mixed up then. But
But
gosh.
anyway, so he did that, and I was like, is he going to say Gary the rest of this half? Anyway, long story – no, actually, you know what? That might have been my sophomore year. I can't remember. Anyway, we go to the locker room. Gary starts the second half, plays the whole rest of the second half. I was like,
Hey, going back to what one of y'all asked earlier, what's one of the things I've learned from coaching, from playing, is how much influence your players have on the refs' attitude towards their coach. Like, I caused Casey probably so much grief and hell with refs just because I was an a-hole. And, like, I just never knew it. I always thought it was, like, beef between me and the ref. It had nothing to do with Casey, and they'd let Casey and the coaches get back by with a pass and have nothing to do with me. And I learned that very quickly coaching last year. Wow. So, Coach, here's my formal apology.
All right, hey, rapid fire. So we talked about your last technical, right?
Okay.
Nate, you're gonna have to help me out here. I don't have them in front of me. I'm on a different computer. What's my second one?
have you ever been kicked out of a game?
Yeah, you ever been kicked out of a game?
Nope.
Nate,
Have you ever dunked a basketball?
I've dunked a basketball.
Do you think you could have dunked a basketball on an 11-foot rim?
Like my sophomore year, maybe.
Really?
That was when my vertical.
Pre-ankle sprain?
Yeah, pre-ankle sprain. I was like 38 or 9 was when we did the vertical. And that was like the best I ever got.
Yeah, you definitely could have dunked
And I think I could have got an 11-foot maybe.
Yeah, you probably could.
So the next question would have been, do you play any golf?
Yes, too much.
No, hang on. Are you leaving your best player in with 2 fouls in the first half?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one.
Oh, is it like a conference or tournament game or just regular season?
I mean,
if it's an important game, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, not that other games aren't important, but clearly some have.
Right, it's a game that could determine, some seeding down,
Yeah, he's in there.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, you play golf, so what is your handicap?
I'm like a 14.
Have you ever hit a hole in one?
Never even been close.
No, not even you've been close.
No, swear. I bet I haven't been within 6 foot, 8 foot.
Casual or professional on the sidelines?
Casual.
Outside of banking and coaching.
Go ahead. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Outside of banking and coaching?
Yeah, outside of banking and coaching.
I'd like to be a pilot.
Oh, you can do that.
No, I'm way too big.
Really?
Dude. That'd be a hard job for this tall. It'd be awful.
But you could
be a commercial pilot.
You could get your pilot's license. Like you could get your pilot.
Yeah, for sure. I actually looked into it like 2 months ago, probably. But it's pretty expensive.
You could be a certified drone flyer.
I used to have a drone in college. Y'all remember that?
Yes, that's why I said it, Eli. Thank you.
Oh, boo, bad joke.
Eli had this
and a hoverboard.
Eli had this every time summer school started. Eli just had the newest, most expensive gadget with him at school.
Oh, I was just such a spoiled little brat.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You just always had the coolest, nicest, expensive gadgets.
All right, hey, let's get back on the basketball topic. Okay.
Hold on.
At the end of the game, it's tied. Go for the tie or go for the win. No, you're down 2. Go for the tie or go for the win.
Win.
You're up. Oh, yeah, you're down 2. Go.
No, you're down 2. You go for the tie or for the win. And then it's
I'm always fouling.
Yeah.
we didn't even get
what's the Coach Casey rule? Like 7 seconds or something like that?
Yep, 7 seconds or less.
Draven just said it.
It may have been. Yeah, I actually remember that episode.
Yeah.
Soup socks.
All right. Should every team make the conference tournament?
Say it one more time.
Should every team make the conference tournament?
Oh, no.
Why not?
Then the regular season's kind of not important, not as important as it would be.
Okay.
I think. I mean, how many teams we have in our conference when it was like the least, like 9?
I think it was 9 was the least.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's 9, because everybody's probably got a little bit of a shot to make it. Like that 1 year Stetson went into it with the Gulf Coast, like nobody thought they had a shot.
And they weren't even tournament eligible that year.
No. So
Yeah, they beat us.
that happens with the
That was
aces a lot, apparently, because Bellarmine wasn't eligible last year.
Yeah.
What's your thinking on that rule?
On
I
what?
think it's a good rule.
Do you think it's a good rule? Coach Isham told me he thought it was a good rule.
Which
Ace-
one?
I think it's a good rule.
Bellarmine.
Because how
Bellarmine.
many Division II teams are coming into Division I basketball right now? Like there has to be some sort of like gap or reason why they can't just come in and like compete immediately.
Yeah.
You're saying the 4-year thing, the gap stuff? Not
Yeah, I
being-
mean, I hated it as a player, but I mean, it does make sense for the schools. I mean, it protects the schools that have already made the investment to come Division I. They know what they're going to have to miss out on initially, but it's like it's more of a long-term decision. So
I just find it hard to punish a team for winning.
the rule is still 4 years, correct?
I don't think they should play in the
I don't think
conference
so. I
tournament
think
yet.
it's per conference. Like every conference has a different set of rules.
I think it's 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think it's 4. I don't think it's every conference.
But I think it's but this
I
is the
think
silly thing
I'm
is I
fine
don't
with
think
it
you
being-
should play in the conference tournament if you're
you-
not allowed to
there
make
you
the
go.
tournament, you shouldn't play in the conference tournament.
Yeah,
There you
either
go.
I think you maybe 1 year max, but if it's 4, then don't let them play in the conference tournament. That never made sense to me.
That would prevent a lot of it.
Who's the best basketball player to ever play at the University of Kentucky?
Anthony
John
Davis.
Hood.
Anthony
Hey,
Davis.
John Hood. You know he's from Madisonville. It's like 30 minutes where I'm from.
Really?
He played at Madisonville, North Hopkins. We're in the same
He was
district.
nasty, wasn't he?
Yes, he was awesome. He played against my brother.
Really? He worked your brother, didn't he?
Hell no.
Um,
Actually, I don't remember.
all right, last one. LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron, every day.
Yeah. Why?
And listen, here's the only reason. I think you could, if you had a time travel machine and you pick LeBron up in his prime and you put him from 1990 to 1996, he does exactly what Jordan did, if not more.
Ooh.
And if we reverse that, if we take Jordan and bring him into now, I think his max potential is do what LeBron's doing.
This is what I would say, and I would argue this, Eli. I think that LeBron, if he were to go into the 1990s to 1996, put him on any team, I think you would see a different team in the finals every single year, other than the Jazz or whoever it was or the Bulls.
Because
wait.
what?
I think you might.
What
I think you might see the Magic or somebody in the finals. Like if
What
LeBron was on the Magic, because he can make any team better,
Right.
Oh, I
and he would make any team a contender. That's why I think he's the best. Because I think if you put Jordan on one of those teams, I don't like on the Wizards at that time. Like I just don't see it. Do you hear that?
Don't get broke in on.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that LeBron wins wherever he is. I mean, the fact like everybody gets so caught up that he's won 4 championships and lost however many. The fact that he's been to 4 to 10 championships, 11, whatever it is, with some of the teams he's had. Now, I hate the fact that he leaves teams, but at the same time, like teams got to help him. Like Jordan was on a bad team, and he took him to the playoffs, which is great. And then he was on a really, really good team.
Yeah.
So I got LeBron all day long.
I did not know that about you. I know about Asa.
Twice on Saturdays.
Me and Asa agree on one thing and one thing only since we've known each other, and it's LeBron.
They're my. Oh man, yeah. That's about it. We're not as far apart as you think, Eli.
I agree.
We're not as far apart as you think. Hey man, dude, I haven't told you this, but I'm really excited you're coaching. I really am. I'm really excited you're doing what you're doing, and it's fun. I'm really glad you're doing it, and
It's so
I think
fun.
you're going to do a great job at it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys asking me to be on. And us
Well, I
getting-
didn't. I didn't know you were going to be on. I didn't ask you. Never would have.
I'm just pissed I wasn't asked to be on episode number 22. That's the only thing I was really salty about.
Yeah, we dropped the maybe 222. We got you.
There you go. What is this?
73. We had it. We couldn't remember.
Did you ever think y'all would do 70 plus episodes of this?
Yeah, I mean 70. I don't think 70. I mean, we haven't really planned on stopping. Like I think. I mean, Nate. I don't mean to speak for you, but I feel like we from the beginning we were gonna ride this thing out and keep doing it. I know we've been spotty, but yeah, I mean, I was ready for 100. I'm ready for 150.
I know you've enjoyed it. It's been really fun to listen to. There's things you can learn from other people, like Coach King.
Yeah.
Dude, like I'm not saying I wish I played for him because I didn't like my high school coach, but I wish I would have played for him. Like I ordered his book, The Art of War by Moon Tzu.
Did you really?
Read every bit of it in one day. I'm not a reader, really. Like I like a few books, but like he's got so many just little bits of information that I've never known, and like
he's unbelievable, man. I'm not kidding. He is one of the top 3 smartest men I've ever met. He's one of the top 3 smartest people I've ever met.
I need to meet him. I need one of y'all to put me in touch with him. Have y'all read that book?
I actually didn't read that of his, no.
Dude, he has this little tidbit of information. It's in the very end, and it's a tie game. The possession arrow is for your team. You fouled, and they're going up for a free throw. You jump in front of the ball before the kid shoots it and get a technical. If they throw the ball back to the ref, it's a double technical.
Yeah.
And you get the possession arrow. You get the game. You get the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that not wild? Like, I'm doing it. I swear.
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
He's got
tie game. 5 seconds left. Possession arrow is towards you. It's your ball. If there's a jump ball, the other team is shooting free throws.
Correct.
Your top 2 guys jump in front of the shooter before he shoots the ball and get a technical. And the shooter gives the ball to the ref. That's a double technical. Double technicals go to the possession arrow. So you get the ball.
Wait, it's technical on the guy giving the ball to him?
Yes. Because you're supposed to shoot. You have to shoot it once the ref gives it to you. Correct?
Yes. I think.
Yes, because if everybody jumps in the lane real quick, you can't give it back to the ref. You have to shoot it. If all 6 people in there jump into the lane,
but I don't think a ref's gonna actually let you get away with it. It technically,
it's the rule. It's the rule.
I know it is, but I'm telling you, like refs wouldn't know that, and I
feel like somebody's probably picked up on that now. Like,
listen, refs know a double technical goes to the possession arrow. They know that.
They know that, but I'm telling you, they're not gonna give it. They don't know the technical rule if you throw it back to the ref.
I'm telling you, I'm doing it.
You should try it. I'm with it.
Then his other tidbit of information was, and this may have been about your team. Oh, there's 2 things. He gave you a fake scouting report.
Yeah.
Did he put that in the book?
Huh?
Did he put that in the book?
No, he talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, that was the podcast.
That's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And then the other thing was to get your team hyped up, maybe surprise them with the new jerseys.
Yeah. Oh, and he did that.
And I was like, that's awesome.
He surprise them with what?
New jerseys. Like right before the game, let them warm up in their normal jerseys, go into the locker room, open up a box of just bad A jerseys.
That was absolutely about us because he did that because we were begging for black jerseys. We have been begging.
Yeah, they were black. That's what it was.
We have been begging for them forever, and it was over a Christmas tournament. We go warm up. We come back in. They're like, "Hey, look, check it out," and we lost our minds. And we went out in that tournament. Like I think we won that game. We won that game by like 40 points or something, like against the team that was hosting the tournament. We had made shirts that said "We ball y'all" on the back. Like he wanted to do like a Southern thing, and like the moms from the teams of the host team was wearing our shirts by the end of the tournament. Like
my God!
Yeah. It was pretty cool. He had this play called Jupiter. It was called Jupiter because it was out of this world. It's kind of the same thing where it was basically 2 guys come out. One guy goes in, the other guy, sits, basically crouches down in front of the bench. He called it Jupiter. Yeah, I think that was Jupiter. I don't know. He's a genius, man. I mean, he is an absolute genius.
And his boxing 1 or something was just a 2-3 with 1 chaser or something like that, or
it was.
Y'all talked about that on the podcast or something. 1-3 chaser or something.
The 1-3 chaser.
Like, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. All right, dude. Hey, we gotta get off here. Hey, appreciate you coming on again, dog. It was.
Where can they find you, Eli?
Yeah.
Oh, social media. Twitter's Eli Pepper 22. Instagram, I believe, is Eli Pepper 3.
Are you looking up a phone?
Where can they find you on TikTok?
User 9454321167. It's something here. I have no clue.
Yep, check your latest country songs. But anyway, Asa, they can find you at Asa's page and Zion.
You got it, Nate. You got it. Come on.
They can find me at Coach Nate Moran. And they can find us at Mind of Coach Pod and something Mind of Coach something else. All right, let's get off here. Love you guys. I'll talk
Love
to
you guys. Appreciate y'all.